And vocab, paragraph proof. The proof in problem 2 is a two-column proof, but there are many ways to display a proof. A paragraph proof is written as sentences in a paragraph. So once more, a paragraph proof is written as sentences in a paragraph. Below is the proof from problem 2, but in paragraph form. Each statement in the problem 2 proof is read in the paragraph proof. So you can see, I use the laser pointer tool. Statement, angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. That was given to us. So in the two-column proof, it was set up in this style where our statement went on the left and the reason or the justification for it went on the right. You can see in a paragraph proof, the statement flows directly into the justification or the reason as a sentence. And for the most part, it works in that order. You can see angle 1 is congruent to angle 4 is given, statement, reason. Next sentence, angle 4 is congruent to angle 2 because vertical angles are congruent. Statement, reason. In this case, we see the converse. By the transitive property of congruence, comma, so we're actually beginning this sentence with the reason and following it with the statement. So again, by the transitive property of congruence, angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. So just take note, in a paragraph proof, you can have the statement followed by the reason, or if you set up the sentence in a grammatically correct way, you could have the reason followed by the statement. Statement, angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Reason, because vertical angles are congruent. So you can also note the addition of the word because. Finally, by the transitive property of congruence, reason, angle 2 is congruent to angle 3, finishing the paragraph proof with what it was that we were asked to prove. Theorem 2-2, the congruent supplements theorem. It states if two angles are supplements of the same angle, or of congruent angles, then the two angles are congruent. So this diagram should help explain. Angles 1 and 3 are supplements, and angles 2 and 3 are supplements. That tells us that angle 1 and 2 are congruent. So this is very similar to the transitive property of congruence, but it's stating that if two angles are supplements of the same angle, so some third angle, then those two angles are congruent to one another. Problem 3, writing a paragraph proof. So we're given three angles in a diagram, angles 3, 1, and 2, and we're given the information that angles 1 and 3 are supplementary and 2 and 3 are supplementary. Our job is to prove that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. So I often like to think in terms of a two-column proof, what my statements would be, what my reasons would be, and sometimes even map out the two-column proof first before translating it into a paragraph proof. So starting with the given information, and then given, and then continuing. So you can see how this style of proof, paragraph proofs, flows a little bit more. It reads like a paragraph with reasons and justification, but it's stating the same information in the same order that you would see in a two-column proof. So next we have statement. So measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 180. By the definition of supplementary angles, angles 2 and 3 are supplementary because it's given information. So the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 180 by the same definition. So rather than rewriting the definition, they just wrote by the same definition. By the transitive property of equality, the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3 equals the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. Subtract the measure of angle 3 from each side. By the subtraction property of equality, the measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 2. Angles with the same measure are congruent, so angle 1 is congruent to angle 2.